Hey guys, how are we doing? Good evening. Do, 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 do. How are we doing? Good evening. I figured I might as well have the work just behind us here. We are working on the sleeves today and I'm so looking forward to it, as you guys can tell. I have, of course, done one sleeve just because I had an idea in mind and I wanted to test it out before I jump on here just to make sure it's going to work perfectly before we get started. And she does. She really does. I am gonna do a whole short where I just show you guys how I put the cardigan together. Just because for me anyway, personally, when I was trying to get this done, trying to figure out how it should look, like just in my brain, how it comes together with the hood part was the hardest part for me. So I figured I'm gonna do a video just to show how that is done, because once I was able to figure it out, it was so easy. Like, it's so much easier than you actually think. Let me just set up TikTok quickly. While you guys get ready. And also, it turns out that I had a lot more of the black and white yarn than I thought, if I can speak, than I thought. So I'm actually like really happy because I'm able to make one full sleeves with it, and I also attached some of it to the front panel as well. If you guys haven't seen this, just check out my shorts, you're gonna see it. So I was able to use the blue, so it's literally like a combination of both blue and blue. What where did we get blue from? Why am I talking about blue? Guys, that's not real. Let me move this. I think this will be better. Perfect. So that way I can be facing the same place and talking to you guys all at the same time. Anyway, I was able to find enough of the black and white, kind of like gray, to be fair. It's more like a gray and white yarn, as well as the brown-ish, sort of like, yeah, it's just brown and cream. So the two combination together, I think, looks really, really nice. So I've been using that for this hooded cardigan. I was going to add like a side pocket, but after consideration and realizing that I had a bit more of the yarn, I think I'm just going to do a pocket on the front. But that's not why we're here today. Let's not get carried away. We are here to do the second sleeve, and I'm just going to show you guys how I did this, because honestly, this was so easy to achieve. Like, the gathering detail on the sleeve, love it. I really wanted it to be puffy. I wanted it to be gathered. I could have done just a straight symmetrical sleeves, but I figure, why do that? You know, if you could do more, do more. So I absolutely love the way I've gone about the sleeves, and I love that I tested it out before coming on this live stream, because then, you know, usually when I'm on live, we're testing as we're going, but today we know what we're doing, and I love that for us. So before we get started, how is everyone doing? How is your week? What have you been up to? I'm like so ready to just dive right in. I'm just like, I'm ready. I'm literally ready. Hey girl. So Thanks for hanging out with me. Has it been a good week? I think this is what is that charcoal multi? So this is what the gray and white one looks like. I have another bowl here, which I believe is from that sleeve. So I'm gonna start with this just because I think it'd be nice to also integrate a bit of the gray one as well into the second sleeve. So we start with this one and then continue with the brown like we've been using all this time, the brown and the cream. But yeah, let's just get started. I'm actually ready. I'm ready, and we are sticking to the 12 millimeter. I don't want to rush this. I want to make sure I have enough time, and I want to make sure I do it right. So I'm gonna slide it. For the sleeve, I started with 30 chain. If you think that's too much, it's not at all, especially if like me, you like puffy, baggy type clothes, which I do. I love me a puffy, baggy clothes or something. So I kind of wanted the sleeve, especially for like outerwear or cardigans or knitwear. I just think they need to be, you know, they need to be on the chunkier side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I was on 26 before I started. My brain, I'm so scatterheaded. Like, honestly, just stopping to correct something on my screen, I have lost count. And that's just, this is when I'm trying to explain to people how my brain works and I can't. This is what I mean. So no one talks to me. Yeah, I need to count this again. And I need to count 30. Thank you very much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes. Okay. This is what we need. We have the 30. I believe the last time I forgot how many I was counting, I actually counted up. I actually changed 26. But because I wasn't sure, I'm not going to just like continue on. I'd rather start again. So we got the 30 chain that we needed. And this is exactly what my 30 is looking like. And again, remember guys, I am using a 12 millimeter. So I'm going to go ahead and chain an extra 2, which is going to be the first starting point. So that's 1, 2, and then we're going to go back to our front loop stitch that we've done for this whole project. This one, 1, 2, there, front loop. So it is a front loop double crochet. That's one of the best stitch pattern that I find work for the chunkier yarn. I would say experiment and see which works best for you. I find this the best method or the best stitch for me, just because I like how it doesn't have too much gapping in between, especially when you're working with such a chunky yarn and such a huge crochet hook. It can easily become too see-through and too scanty in between, which I'm not really a fan of. Hence the reason I do a front loop or a back loop when working with chunky yarn. So I'm just working on the first row. I'm going to need 3 rows of this before we move on to the next set. But if you guys have any questions, make sure to let me know, and also let me know how your day is going in the comment section. Let's chat, let's chit chat, let's talk about your day. I hope you guys can see okay. I just made this a little bit. I have no idea if I'm able to do the 3 rows that I need with the amount of gray yarn that we have. But we shall see. Oh, I'm really happy to hear. At first, I was a bit worried to do my live streams on Fridays, just because, you know, Fridays, out, partying, living your best life. I was like, who is going to be joining me on live stream on Fridays. But to be fair, just like myself, not everyone likes to be out and about on every weekend or on the weekends anyway. We go out, but we don't necessarily go out weekends. We're not out like nightlife type people, if that makes sense. We'll do gallery, we'll do a meal. Even if we went for dinner, we'd probably go early and stuff like that. But also where we are at the moment, there's nothing much to do, so it's not really like there's something new that we need to do, except when we go to a new city or a new town. But I do find it like such a fun way to decompress after the week. I know I'll be telling you guys all of my business about how my week went and what I've been up to, and no one cares. But listen, I'm just here to rant. Yeah, thank you very much for joining and giving me the opportunity and hearing me whinge about how much it's been raining and how the whole week yet again is rained, because wow, I actually can't. So thank you so much for saying it's become part of your Friday plans. It means the word to me, and I'm glad you get to be a part of it. Have you live streamed? How are you getting on with all the yarn? You know what? I have done such a good job getting rid of yarn. Like, not getting rid. That sounds really bad because I'm actually making things that I'm obsessed with. So saying getting rid of my yarn sounds really bad. That's not what this is at all. But I've done such an incredible job of using up majority of my yarn. I have one more week before we start boxing up all of our things to move out. And there's one project that I'm absolutely dying to complete. If I can complete that project before we move, I'll be so proud of myself. Like, I am low-key proud of myself. I think I absolutely have done a great job generally since the start of the year. But I'll be even more proud of myself if I can finish this one extra project. Just because every time I pick a yarn, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to use this for this. And I don't get to do that. Oh, it doesn't feel good. We also going to be moving. I think I still have like, give or take 4 huge bags of yarn that I'm packing, but I promise you guys it's compared to it's nothing compared to how much yarn I had before. And where they're quite chunkier yarn, as you can imagine, it just takes up a lot more space. So I am looking forward to being able to just use up all of them and do like garments and clothes that I can't wait to wear, because I've already got plans for this outfit, guys. Trust me, I got plans. But yeah, I've gotten rid of, keep saying the word gotten rid of, I've used up quite a lot of the yarn. I am making the hooded cardigan. I'm sure you've seen it everywhere, but I'm making the hooded cardigan, and we've made the front and the back panels, and we're just crocheting the sleeves at the moment, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, one more project, guys, and then we can be like tapping ourselves in the back for using up as much yarn as possible. I'll say one more. I don't want to push myself and say 2 more projects, because I'm actually working on quite a lot of things happening before the move, as you can imagine. Today we were doing a lot of admin, trying to find new providers for internet and cancel plans and all that stuff, which is always fun, isn't it, when moving? Thanks for the like. But yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Started off the year productive. I was a bit hesitant. I was like, oh, should I bother going back to my live streams since I knew we are going to be moving? Because it might be a case where I'm not able to come on live every Friday for at least maybe a month, so we can settle in, or maybe less. I'm not sure. You know, it's one of those things where you just don't know what is going to happen. Like, moving is so fun, and at the same time, just know to expect the unexpected. So I just decided, you know what, let's do this live stream. I said I just decided. My husband was like, you know what, just get on with your regular program. And then if you need to stop because of the move, you stop because of the move. But at least don't just, hold off without doing what you want to do. So I'm glad we've done quite a few so far. I am definitely gonna be getting more yarn because it's like spring summer coming up, but I have just been trying my best to use up the ones I have. But there's some new yarn that I have my eyes on, and I kind of don't want to do too much until I do use up what I have. It's been fun though. Where's everyone watching from? Thank you for the like. Guys, let me know, what do you think we should do? I was thinking of doing all the little pieces that we need next week and then assembling this cardigan and posting a short of how I've assembled it and all that stuff instead of assembling it on live. Or would you guys rather I assemble it on live stream? I can't speak today. Wow, insane. Just realized YouTube is showing my live stream as 360 dp. If that's what's showing on yours, please make sure you change it to at least 1080, because what are we supposed to do with 3dp? Who's watching that? I didn't get around to updating my DJI, so I'm actually using my MacBook as my webcam today. I did that last week and it was fine. So I'm like, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I think I'm going to try and upgrade or update my DJI this weekend, if I remember, so that I can get back to using her for my live streaming again. Okay. Oh, we are on the third row. I wasn't sure if I had enough to actually make 3 rows with the same yarn, but we do have enough, so I'm happy with that. Because I think it'd be nice to at least use up the random yarn I just have floating around in this house beforehand. I also worked on a skirt using the same combination of yarn. I'm going to show you guys how I finish up that skirt on shorts. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe, turn on your notification. You're going to want to see it. I'm actually just smiling talking about the skirt because she is a cutie pie. And I was testing out some stuff, so I kind of did some experiments with her and it worked. So it's always good when things work out, isn't it? So I'm gonna be finishing that up on live stream on shorts, so you guys can check it out. Probably this. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything this weekend, guys. I've been working hard. I've been up since 7 this morning, editing and posting, and oh, it's been fun. I do absolutely enjoy it, but I think I'm definitely gonna have this weekend off. Plus, it's Valentine's tomorrow, guys. What you guys doing for Valentine's? What's would you guys be up to? I was a little bit worried that I didn't get around to finishing a lot of my autumn winter projects. Because if we deeper, this is also sort of like an autumn winterish project. But the way it's been raining non-stop since the whole year started in the UK, I have nothing to worry about. I need all these outfits. I need all my coats, my jackets. It hasn't stopped raining and we're not even exaggerating. It's pouring it down outside as I'm speaking, which is just like incredibly miserable. Like some days do not rain. It will not kill you, you know? I literally can't remember the last time I've seen sunshine. That's how bad it is. Okay, we have the 3 layers that we need. So the 3 rows that we need is right here, not layers. We have the 3 rows that we need, and that's complete. which I am absolutely happy with. I think I did 3 rows on this. Yeah, 1 2 3. Yeah, 1 2 3. Perfect. I'm gonna keep double checking just because I have trust issues. And it's really not you, it's me. um but I pretty much remember definitely 3 rows. And I think what's good about this design is it doesn't have to be exactly the same. It is my design. I can change something about it. It's not rigid, but we are not going to change anything about it. Now we are going to go to the gathering detail here. We want to achieve this, and to do that, all I did was switch from my double crochet stitch that I was using to a slip stitch, but it's still going to be a front loop slip stitch. I hope I'm making sense. I absolutely hope I'm making sense. So I'm just switching my stitch essentially from a double crochet stitch to a slip stitch, and that's it. That's all we did to get here. So you just have to trust the process. It's not going to become all squeezed together instantly. You have to give it at least 2 to 3 rows before you start seeing the difference, which is what we are doing. I also didn't feel like I needed to have this slip stitch be extremely tight. Didn't feel necessary. So you can keep a sort of loose-ish tension if that works better for you. But now we do a slip stitch till we are sort of tired. I think this is a slip stitch. If it's not, then I am sorry, and I hope you can see what I'm doing, because that's the stitch we're doing next. So the goal of this is to gather back the yarn. I absolutely love mixing different stitches to achieve different results. Probably one of my favorite things about crocheting. And when I get to the side, instead of chaining 2 like I was doing before, I actually just chain 1, just because it's a much smaller stitch. So chaining 2 is kind of like pointless. So now we go back and we're just going to continue with this stitch until we have enough for what we need. I probably need to do at least 3 rows before you guys see the difference, or more, but trust the process and keep going. This is what she looks like with two of the chain stitch. So again, just one more here, and or should I have said two of the slip stitch, not chain stitch. Wait guys, I think I've messed up. That is why of course, I am so sorry. I was saying slip stitch, but I was doing a different type of stitch. So let's rewind back. Let's rewind back. So we don't have too far to go, just where we started slimming out the stitch. So I definitely do want a slip stitch. I just wasn't doing a slip stitch. So we're back here. And to do a slip stitch, you just stick it this way and pull right through. I knew there was something off about this. Just took my brain a while to figure it out. And but like I said, we don't need to make this too tight in terms of tension, just because the stitch itself will gather it fairly evenly. Guys, can you see how much is already gathering just because I've made the change, because I was using the wrong stitch before. I had the right terminology, I just wasn't doing the right thing. So now we're back on track. Well, luckily we hadn't gone too far. Whew. There we go. This is what she should be looking like, and not the first thing that we did. This is a slip stitch. I know people who do full projects. Well, I don't personally, but I've seen videos of people doing a whole full project just using slip stitch. If you are like me and you lack patience, don't try that, because one thing a slip stitch, wow, I can't even speak. One thing a slip stitch is going to do is test your patience. If you have none, don't even bother. Because they take so much time. As you can imagine, you don't have the level of stitches you have with other type of stitch, so you can't actually build fast. You have to be patient and just watch it slowly come together. The result is always so gorgeous, but the process, girl, you're gonna be tested. Oh, the edge always tries to give me grief. Like, are we fighting? Oh, that was unnecessarily stressful. Can you see how it's made all the difference? You can sort of see the sleeves start gathering. So of course, the more we do, the more gathering we're going to get. But you guys can sort of see the gather effect coming together, just like this one did. But this is the easiest, or should I say this is my easy way to get a gathered puff sleeve done without doing too much. Oh, I feel like you guys on TikTok are literally so far. Let's move you guys a little bit closer. Now you're very close, but I guess it's better than being too far. I think this is much better. Oh no, I'm just knocking everything down. It takes like 5 or 6 of this row just to make one of the other row. This is literally how much I've done in all this effort, but it's okay. Like they say, you cannot hurry perfection. Just gotta take it one step at a time. Oh my gosh. I did say I've been up quite early. I can literally feel the tiredness seeping into my soul. I'm not gonna bother trying to count how many rows of the slip stitches I'm going to do, just because that's just adding an unnecessary amount of pressure that I don't need. So I'm gonna just do as much as I want, and I advise you do the same. If you want to keep both sleeves exactly the same, then just follow the measurement of one to make the other. If you don't want to, if you're not fussed, then just do your own design, play around with it and see how she turns out. I'm gonna keep mine relatively the same, both sleeves, just because, I already feel like I have enough drama going on with my choice of yarn and the fact I'm using two different colors. But if you're using the same yarn and you want to add more texture, then of course play around with the layout a bit more if that's what you're into. Don't want to tell you what to do. I'm genuinely fighting for my life. I usually just crochet to chill after a long day of crocheting. But I feel like because this is the first time I'm actually picking up any crocheting today, my brain is like, oh, we're rested. And I'm like, no, we're not. We're actually still working. And she's not understanding. Hence the yawning, guys. It's not that you're boring me. It's just that my brain is ready to be shut up. And she's still working, so she's just not understanding what's going on. Doo, 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 doo. What do we think? I think she's so cute. Guys, can you see how that just naturally slimline the sleeve? So she's gonna look something like this. This is how far we've done so far. Isn't she pretty? That is so cute. Honestly, this is probably one of my favorite sleeve design that I've done in a hot minute. I just think it's so nice and relaxed and chilled. So we just have to keep going. We got quite a bit more to go. Look, I'm not even I'm not even kidding, guys. There's much to do still before we can go back to the stitch pattern that we were using before. So yeah, we gonna be a little while. Well, have it been an hour already? Has it been an hour since we've been here? I swear I'm literally always fighting with the side seams. It's like we haven't got the whole day. They really be doing too much. Playing hide and seek. Oh. actually ran out of this yarn. I'm very impressed with how much I was able to do with what was left of it. I genuinely wasn't expecting to get this much out of that tiny little amount, but I did. And that's one thing about this particular yarn. A little actually goes a long way. So that's been quite good. We love to get our money's worth over here. You know what I need? I need a good cup of coffee. That's what I need. A nice latte or something. Oh, I kind of don't want this yarn to end at the end. I want it to be more organic in terms of how it's layered. If it just stops at the end, it just feels like, yeah, it came to the end, you know? So let's see. I don't want it to be too perfect, guys. I don't want this. I don't want it to like be so perfect, you know? I want it to have a bit of a... Okay, let's see. How many more can I get out of you? If not, I'm going to unravel some and just cut off the excess. I kind of would have liked for the yarn to have ended around here, or even say here, and then I can start the brown one from that area, because right now it just looks too symmetrical and I feel like that defeats the purpose. I don't know if you guys can see with the front panel here how I played around with it. You probably can't see it, so there's no point in me trying to show you. I'm just going to unravel this and stop, say somewhere around here, and then start the brown yarn from here, and just I can use this to sew later, so that's not a problem, but I just don't want it to be that close. Just let's add the brown multi yarn, and this is what we are using, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna try and pull this from the inside. What do you mean? Ugh, the brown yarn is so much, is so like, in terms of quality, it's honestly not that great compared to the charcoal color. I did get this yarn because I was gonna use it for something else that I would sell, and I think that's one of the main reasons I ended up not using it for products, just because I feel like the quality is just not good enough. Because if you want to sell stuff, you have to make sure the quality is good, and I just didn't think it was that good. So anyway, we're going to add the brown and continue on. From where we go, go, go. What's that song in my mind? I feel like attaching a slip yarn is a bit harder. Okay. So this is, it's attached. Just a little tiny string tie-in. Yeah, that would do. Don't need to be any more. And then I'll just continue about my day. And we are now working with the brown yarn, which is exactly what we want. I'm not too worried about this because I can use this edge here to sew it later, so that's not a problem. And we are back to a slip notch, slip stitch. Oh, guys, I need something to drink. I need me a glass of water. I keep moving my phone around just because I'm trying to find the right angle. And I'm not sure I'm finding the right angle. I give up. Nightmare starts indeed. Oh. I try not to have any water when I'm live streaming because, as you guys can imagine, there is all kind of electricity. There is lights, there is tripods, there is phone, there's cameras. I just, yeah. One little accident, boom, everything can just it can become a nightmare for real. So I'd rather go, step all the way out, get my drink in, and then come back. So crazy how quickly time flies. It almost feels like the brown one is slightly thicker or chunkier than the rest. Than the gray yarn. But let's not jump into conclusion yet. Let me do a few more rows. Then I can assess if I need to make it a bit tighter or something. Oh my god, I almost had a heart attack. I genuinely I genuinely thought that the yarn cut off again. I would have actually started crying because we haven't got the whole day. Guys, can you see what I mean? The brown is just slightly, ever so slightly thicker than the gray one, but I don't think that's a bad thing because I am going up on the sleeve, so that's absolutely fine. This is what she looks like right now. Honestly, isn't this the cutest sleeve you've ever seen? I do love the sleeves. I actually think it's such a cute design. I'm gonna use it so much more as well, like this combination. I think it's so cute. And I think the blend is quite organic. What do you guys think? You think the blend is organic? Yeah, I do think the blend is quite organic, which is what we're going for. Like, I don't mind you being able to tell there's two different yarn, but I just don't want it to be so baked where we added, where one stopped and where the other started from. Just feels like that kills the fun. Hey Dor, how are you? Of course, of course, of course. You can see the progress. It is coming together quite nicely. Oh yeah. We have done quite a bit now, actually. So we are working on the second sleeve. And this is what we've done so far, which is absolutely fun. I think I am insanely being delayed on the string here, but I'm going to answer you just because your question is coming now. So hopefully by the time you see this, but this is where we are. Let's see. I'll use the... So this is what we have so far. We have one of the sleeves and we're just making the second one, and we're going for this gorgeous puffy sleeve, if anyone was wondering what we're doing. And then of course we have the back, and that's where the hood is gonna go. I kind of wanted to put it on the mannequin so I see what we're doing and where we are, and we're just working on the sleeve at the moment. And of course a front panel. I'm still thinking about how I want to fasten and if I want to add any fastening to it. So this is what she's looking like right now, and this is what the second sleeve is looking like. So I would say we're making some good progress. But yeah, thanks for joining. Thank you. I'm glad you like. It is coming together really, really nicely. But if you missed any of the progress, you can of course check it out. I have actually made a button. I'm very excited. I actually made a skirt. I'm gonna show you. What's it called? I'm gonna show that on a short. Oh, you were saying to add a button. Yeah, I am thinking of some chunky buttons, but I'm thinking of not so much chunky buttons. I'm actually thinking of making my own claps, because the last jacket I made, I used a claps for it and I really, really liked it. So it got me thinking, can I not actually crochet claps with the same fabric? So I'm gonna try that with this project. If it comes out nice, it's gonna be great news. If it doesn't, it is what it is. That's all I can say. Oh, I see the vision, the peg ones. Oh, that's not a bad idea. That's also a good shout. But I'm dying to crochet claps, so I'm gonna try the claps first. If it doesn't work, then we can try some wooden buttons as well as an alternative. I consider the zip. I really hate zips, but by hate I mean I hate sewing zips. I don't hate zips as in what they do, but that's a good shout actually. The buttons, the wooden buttons. I have quite a few of those in the house. So if the claps don't work, we can try that. Try the buttons and see. But I think the sleeves for me has been my favorite part because yes, I've seen so many different cool versions of the hooded jacket, or should I say the hooded cardigan. And I just didn't want to just do another hooded cardigan, I wanted to add my own twist to it. So my choice of yarn and also just making the sleeves a bit more playful is my way of adding, some kind of personality, some difference to mine. But I think it came together quite quickly and quite nicely. Not to jinx it, but I didn't really have much problems with her, and I love that for me. Thank you. I'm glad you see the vision. I'm gonna see how much more of this slip stitches I have to do just because I'm dying here, guys. You know when you're at the stage where you're sort of ready to move on, but you still got plenty to do? Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ah! We don't have an insane amount left to do anymore, actually. I'd say about less than 2 rows, if I'm being honest. Ah, that's exciting news. I was just thinking to myself, how much more can I go on for? How much longer? Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of a slip stitch. Those things, they play with my emotion. Great results, but so time consuming. Although I was thinking of doing this second sleeve, I was thinking of taking it up a bit more. Okay. Scatter head, scatter brain, scatter everything. I might raise this sleeve a bit longer than the first one. Now that I know I've done enough, I've done what I need, and this are just like extra, my brain can cope with doing a slip stitch for a bit longer. So I'm gonna keep going until my brain is sort of had enough. So let's see how far we can go. I haven't lined any cardigan or jumpers yet. I honestly would love to, but I've just been too busy and I'm like, I need to just get it done and move on. You know what? Actually, I'm not too bad. I think my only problem is I over concentrate. Like, I don't know if you notice when I'm like not talking, I'm so serious. When I'm editing some of my videos or my shorts, I'm just like, oh my God, people must think I take myself so seriously because I'm just like, especially because I use yarn that is quite hard to see, like the feathery yarn or the fluffy yarn, like I like to call it. It just requires so much attention, and I can't help but just like stare at it, like just stare crazy. Yeah, I don't have a problem like focusing on it if I'm being honest. But after a while, I have to remind myself to just drop a crochet needle, like just drop it, like it's enough for the day. Because I have like 5 different projects at a given time, and some I just crochet just for the fun of it. So that's like my chill time, relax time crocheting. So I can easily crochet 24 hours a day if I was up for 24 hours because there's always something I can do, you know? But yeah, I think I'm actually quite okay. Do you serious concentration phase? Yeah, I have such an intense concentration phase. Like, I am not even that as serious a person. Like, I am serious when I need to be, but I'm not like, I'm a lot goofier than I come across online. That's the best way to say it. People who know me will tell you I'm actually not that serious. But online, I was so serious. I'm just like, yeah. What we do, what we do, and we do what we can. I'm so glad I'm doing the slip stitch on a chunky yarn because wow, this tests your patience to the max. What are you working on at the moment? I do have a project that I really want to go back to just because it needs a lining. That is the one project that I definitely will be lining this year. But other than that, I haven't actually lined any of my projects yet. I am purposely making this part of the slip stitch a bit looser because it's on the upper part of my arms, so I need more room. I need it a bit roomier. Hey, you're very patchy. I'm going to see for me. Oh, thank you. Oh, hi, welcome back. I hope the network connection is better. I was asking what you're working on before the network went off. It is the Devonte. So this is the yarn. It's the Devonte soft yarn multicolored situation. Nothing too fancy, but it feels really nice on the skin. In terms of the quality, it can be a little bit better, but it's okay since I'm using it for me, like I'm using it for myself as a personal project. I wouldn't use it for something I have to sell, if that makes sense. The charcoal one is much better. In terms of quality. Oh, I think you were asking about the camo. It's just the charcoal. Let me show you. Ooh. So that is it. I have one full row that I haven't used yet. I'm very happy. So yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, a table runner. That's actually a good idea. I really want to make us a blanket, but I just don't seem to have the time. I might just take it up as one of my many side projects and maybe finish this time next year or something. What colors are the table runner you're working with? Or you're working on, should I say? I think I have like 2 more slip stitch before I've had enough of a slip stitch today. But let's just push 2 more row and see how this goes. Guys, is anyone here a fan of Jill Scott? Just asking because I listened to her new album this morning and it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely enjoyed it. Probably need to listen to it again and again and again. But if anyone is a fan, go check her out because her new album is absolutely fire. She's generally very talented anyway, but her new album is actually very nice. Very nice. Fair enough. Yeah, sometimes you just have to be like, you know what? To each their own. But a gray and green. That sounds unique to be fair. Don't think I've seen a grey and green. I'm just trying to think about it in my brain. It's not color combination you see every day, definitely. What color is her dining table? I don't think I can do any more slip stitch after this row. That's me done. Oh, child. It's modern grain and grain and gray and grain. I guess it depends on the rest of our interior, so I can see how that can actually look quite nice. It's one of those things that is hard to envision except you actually like see a picture, if that makes sense. And just to say the list and it's her table. Okay. Lighter wood should be able to take most colors, I would think. Yeah, it's definitely hard to envision without seeing. But sounds unique. As long as she loves it, then who are we? Hey? Who are we to get in her way? Oh my gosh. I am so glad that we are done with the slip stitch before I lose my marbles. There's one. And I'll just add one. Oh, I don't want to see a slip stitch anytime soon again. Thank you very much. You are absolutely welcome. That is it. I think this is long enough. It is much longer than the first one. Lovely. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by to say hi. Have a lovely weekend. I'm so sorry I can't speak, but yeah, have a lovely weekend and thanks for joining. So this is what we've done in terms of progress. Ooh, I love it. So we're just gonna mark it across with this. And as you guys can see, it is slightly longer, which is exactly what I wanted. And now I can start making it bigger again. Oh, this is so cute. This is so cute. It's not just because I made it. Also, the combination of the both stitches work really, really well. I mean, I can... Guys, I can literally just flip this around and have it this way. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that for this project. I need to stick to what I'm working on. Thank you. I'm trying to keep my marbles, girl. Yeah, no. Let's stick to what we're doing. Let's not get distracted now. Let's not get distracted. Let us stick to what we're doing. So we're back to... I'm going to do a transitional stitch. Just so I can transition out of this. Don't necessarily need it, but it doesn't hurt to. You can choose any stitch for your transitional stitch. I think this is a half crochet. I can't remember the name of this stitch, but bless them, bear with me. I've just had to do how many rows of a slip stitch. Yeah. What arms? What arms? My arms. Oof. Yeah, my arms are gone, guys. But we shall not be defeated. Gonna get the sleeves done today. I really hope the gradients of this works nicely. That's the wrong one. Let's try that again. Okay, so this is my transitional stitch, and I'm just going to go back to what we were doing at the beginning, which is the front loop double crochet stitch. So for that, 2 chains for the side, flip it over, take the front loop, take the front loop, and then back to the front loop in first crochet and second crochet, and we're back to our front loop double crochet stitch. Essentially, we're back to where we started from. Do 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 do. Such a cute transition. We are back to seeing instant results again. My yarn is stuck somewhere under this chair, but that's okay. No. Ooh. Oh. One and two, row two, Okay, I'm gonna count just out of curiosity because we started with 10. We started with 30 chain, so I wanted to see how much we have now. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Oh wow, 32. Somehow I've managed to make this bigger than this. That's fine, I'm not too bothered by that, I think. Oh, that's gonna annoy me. Guys, I don't think I want this to be up to 32. And I think the transitioning added the extra number of chain. I thought I was getting so much closer to the end, but clearly not. Okay, let's see. 1 2 3 So this is just there about 30. I'm gonna try and hold this together from here. Guys, I'm almost tempted to just scrap it all and also scrap the transitional stitch, because what I don't want is for it to be too baggy around the armhole, because that's kind of pointless. That's not the intention with the design, so that's not what we're gonna do. I'd rather unravel now than it's too late. Later I complete the whole thing and I'm just like unhappy with it. So yes, it's not fun, but it needs to be done. So let's go. Yep, there we go. 1 2 and we start again. I have managed to make this 30, which is still slightly bigger than I need her to be, but I can actually slimline it a bit more from here. So that's a bit better. And also it has a lot more similarities to the bottom as well, as opposed to when it looked how it was looking before. It just sort of looked a bit out of place, like too many things going on. So I'm actually okay with having taken it apart. So now we can just work on this a bit. Okay, I want to count and see how many chains this is. Come on. That is one and that is two. Drag, drag, drag. Let's count, count, count. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So this is 29. I think I want to get this down to at least 26. So I can just keep doing what I'm doing, and every single line would be one less chain. Until I get to 26. But we shall see, we shall see. I'm getting slower and slower. This is how I know your girl is getting tired. But I'm gonna try and decrease to at least 26 chain before I call it a night. Because I'm just trying to remember off from what I did with this, and I believe that was 26 chains, but if it's not, we can always make that adjustment later. But I think it is 26 chains. Do you like listening to? Oh, I listen to music from the first time I wake up, from the moment I wake up all the way down to probably bedtime. If I have my way, I would listen to music all throughout, which I do actually. I do mostly listen to music all throughout the day. I go from a genre to the next, some new artists, try and find songs that I haven't listened to. And then I watch K-dramas when I'm not listening to music. And then I watch Homeworthy. Like I love like anything to do with interior decorations and stuff. So people's home and how they've decorated it. It's really nicely. Or like architecture digest, all of that type of stuff I really love. Never Too Small has to be my absolute favorite, because wow, the things people do with such small spaces, yeah, it's actually so good. I don't know, but yeah, if I'm not listening to music, then I'm actually watching stuff, I would say. But first choice would always be listening to music. Okay, so that was row 28. So that's 28 chains. We need the next row to have 27 chains, so just working on that. But yeah, I love listening to music when I'm working on projects. I guess I don't actually watch anything when I'm working on projects, just because I want to be able to focus on what I'm doing. And when I watch things, I'm just like eye glued to the screen. The only thing that I'm doing when I'm watching stuff is crocheting, just because I feel like I can always multitask while doing those. Yeah, music, music, music. All genres of good music, or good genres, or should I say, of music. It's what I listen to while working on projects. Oh, guys, I am getting tired. What's the time? Ooh, 48. I'm not sure why I'm getting excited. There's no relevance to the time being 9:48 whatsoever. It doesn't stop me from feeling tired. But listen, gotta celebrate any and everything, I guess. I'm gonna try and pin this in place just so we can see how it is looking. It's so interesting because 2 hours literally becomes almost nothing when I'm live streaming, which is insane because I'm just like, I've been working so hard. Where is the time flying by to? I listened to the Jill Scott album. I was just saying it is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely enjoyed that album. I'm definitely gonna be listening to it a few more times. Oh yeah, I definitely did I use a Spotify. I think I think my Spotify age was like 22 or something ridiculous like that. I can't even remember, but it was definitely a young one still. I was just like, damn. But I don't mind because I like music that make me feel good and make me feel amazing. But on the conversation about album, I listened to Ari Ari Lennox. I can't actually pronounce anybody's name today. I listened to her album as well. Her album is one of my absolute favorites. New album that is out. The Cardi B new album, Am I the Drama? That album is absolutely fire. It has been on repeat. I'm not even gonna lie. And also Thames have a new album out. And her song is just absolutely fire. It's just amazing. I've been listening to that on repeat as well. I think Dave's new album had a lot of hate, but I genuinely do not see why everyone was so stressed out about his album. I thought his song was great. I thought he was actually addressing things that needed to be addressed. It's not everyday dance. Some days talk about the words as it is. Yeah, so Dave's new album, absolutely fire. I know you said what is my favorite album. I don't have just one. I have quite a lot of different ones that I'm just like, this is absolutely, yeah, I'm here for it. I feel like I'm missing another important album. Summer Walker. I think it's Finally Over It by Summer Walker. God, I don't know if she's finally over it or not, but that album is, yeah, that album is solid. So yeah, a various different albums, I would say. J. Cole just got a new album out as well, so I'm trying to, that'll probably be my weekend listen. I feel like I need to be in the headspace for it, you know? So I'm gonna give that a listen. I listened to the A$AP Rocky album. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not like his music is not my forte. He's very talented. I do have some of his songs that I have on repeat, but just not all of it, if that makes sense. I'm not very much into his style of songs or music or rap. But I would say that was a good album as well. One thing I would do is at least listen to an album once. But yeah, that's just to measure. Oh, that's the one. Coco Jones album. I know that's like last year, but guys, let's not play around. That album is absolutely sickening good. Too good. Absolutely too good. I have had all of her songs on repeat. She's just actually so good. She had the live performance she did in is it Terrell's house or something? It's called live performance. Let me tell you, she's done quite a number of insane live performances, but that one, yeah, that was so good. She can sing. Okay, I'm gonna call it quick, because if not, I'll start listing up all the albums, guys. We can be here all night with me just telling you about all the different singers and artists that I absolutely adore, because, you know, that's my forte. When it comes to music, I really do enjoy music. But, yeah. Let's just settle with at least those 10 albums or whatever I've listed for today. Okay, I think this is gonna be my last roll. I genuinely do not think I have any more strength to continue after this. I'm giving it my all. I'm pushing myself just to get to this. I will have to probably add a bit more to make it long enough, or as long as the one that is on the mannequin at the moment, but that's not a problem. I can do this outside of the live stream. Guys, let me know if you want me to assemble the whole set live, or if I should assemble that on Shorts and just share the process on Shorts. It's honestly up to you guys. Because if you want it assembled live, then we can be here next Friday. Just, you know, playing around with it. But if not, then probably the shorts will be up quicker. I would love to add some pockets. At first I was gonna add just side pockets, but then I realized I could totally use the camouflage, or should I say the white and gray yarn, to add some interesting pocket details to the front. So I believe that's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to try and play around with a crochet collapse. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but listen, where there is a will, there is a way. So it's going to be on a day where I'm not feeling absolutely tired and run down, of course. But I want to experiment with that. I think that's going to be so fun. If I can get through this. I can literally start feeling my eyes closing. Ah! Why is it always the last one that will be doing too much? Oh, there we go. Okay, so it is 1 and it is 2 and drag, guys. Wow, just wow. That's all I have to say. Wow. So this is what we've made. And when you fold it, it looks something like this, which I know we love. I know we love. We're absolutely here for this, right? So I'm just gonna grab some water. Ooh. my poor mirror. And I'm gonna grab the mannequin. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Let's raise you up. Now you should be able to see the mannequin. Yep. We adjust, we readjust, we do what we need to do. I think I need to get up. I'm so tired. I kind of low-key don't want to, but I gotta get up for this section here. Ooh. Oh no. Listen. This yarn is doing too much. Guys, it's all tangled up here. It's a mess. Oh, that was so unnecessary dramatic, if I do say so myself. Anyway, let's just pin this in place so we can see what she's looking like, because your girl needs to sleep. So these are just rough estimates. I'm just roughly estimating where I think the center is gonna be. One, and it is two. Oh, child. Coming together. Technically it is done, because the only thing left is to add details, which I kind of feel like the details are sort of optional. The stuff with the pockets and all that stuff, pardon me, and all that stuff, that's things that I want to add. I don't actually have to. This is just a rough idea, guys, just to see how she is looking. And that's the sleeves from today. Oh, that's not too bad. And then we have the other half just chilling here. Let's see. I think this sleeve is slightly shorter than this, or maybe this might be the perfect length and I might need to shorten this one, but that's something I'll decide tomorrow when I have a much clearer head. But as you guys can see, we've got the back panel and we got the front panels, which is also the hood, and we of course have the sleeves all completed. It is now time for your girl to go and have her beauty sleep. because it's so well deserved. Honestly, it is so well deserved. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys have had fun. This was absolutely fun. I'm really happy with the results, and we will be back either next Friday or beforehand, depending on if I am doing the assembling on here or if I'm gonna assemble separately. But so far so good. We got almost all the pieces we need, and we just need final details like pockets, and then we can be done with it. Bye guys, see you guys next week.